DJM TV.
Nigeria now headless and wobbling, cries Chief Bode George. Plus, Oshiomhole attacks Robert Clark and others calling for military takeover of government in Nigeria. Hello lovely viewers, a wonderful morning to you, a wonderful afternoon to you, and a wonderful evening to you, depending on the actual time. The time is now that you are watching us on our day-to-day news update on your one-stop darling TV station, DJM TV. I am Stanley Okocha, reading the hot news trending now in Nigeria for your informative pleasure at this time. The former military governor of Ondo State, Chief Bode George, has cried out over the worsening wave of insecurity in the country and called for drastic measures to stop the ugly situation as it makes Nigeria headless and wobbling. Chief George, a former chairman of the Nigerian Port Authority (NPA), said this in a national television which was monitored by our political correspondent yesterday. He made his position known as the immediate past national chairman of the governing party in Nigeria, the All Progressive Congress (APC), Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, opposing the call for a temporary takeover of government. The former Edo State governor said such call is irresponsible, senseless, and treasonable. Mr. Oshiomhole had stated his position on Friday while speaking with the leadership of the Law Students Association of Nigeria (LAWSAN) by its president, Mr. Blessing Agbomere. Oshiomhole was reacting to the call by the senior Nigerian lawyer Chief Robert Clark (SAN) to the military to take over and restructure the Nigerian Federation. In the words of Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, he said, "Incidentally, I watched on a national television one of your very senior colleague, Chief Robert Clark. I was shocked when I saw him calling on the president to hand over to the military. I thought that was the height of irresponsibility, given his knowledge, given his age, and a very senior member of the bar. And what is that he wanted? He wants a military that will restructure Nigeria? It is again for me senseless, because the structure as it is today, who put it in place? Who overthrew the parliamentary system? The parliamentary system was overthrown by the Nigerian military. That is on record. Who created the 12 states from the 4 regions by decree? It was the military. The current 36 states and FCT, who created them by decree? It was the military. How can anybody who has lived through and who is familiar with our journey as a nation think that the solution to our problem as a nation is to hand over to the military? I thought talking about the rule of law, that is treason. You have freedom of speech, but it does not include the freedom to canvass unlawful means to effect change. When you canvass unlawful means, then you should be arraigned before a court of law and dealt with according to the law. Ignorance is not even an excuse in law. Not to talk of a senior advocate of Nigeria. I think even in our moment of distress, and regardless of what anybody thinks, the world is resolved and Nigeria is part of it, that never again shall we be governed by an unelected government. Never. We don't want unelected angels. Robert Clark, I have a lot of respect for him. When I see him on television, I like to watch him on television. I like to watch him because you can't take it away from him, because he has made his own contributions. But I was shocked that he could resort to unlawful suggestions as to how to solve our problems. Even his prescriptions did not benefit from his own experience in life. If the military had solutions, Nigeria would have been the greatest country on earth. If dictatorship is the answer, I think when it comes to the rule of law, it does not flourish under dictatorship. The first thing that suffers under military is the rule of law, because the process of making laws will be appropriated by the military. The thing that we will be missing is the parliament. Where can you canvass your input to dispute, to agree or disagree? So for anyone who is familiar with this to think that Nigerian army should be entrusted, I thought Clark owes Nigerians an apology. Responding Chief George spoke in Pidgin. I believe we dey but we no dey kampe. Adding, he said, I believe that for over 75 years that I have lived on this mother earth, I have never experienced or seen any nation in this situation. It is like we are headless. Nothing is going on, and I feel that the insecurity in the land, the lack of employment in the land, and so many vagaries of inactivities jump-starting, encouraging people to move from A to B peacefully, to carry out their normal job and make their money at the end of the day and keep their families alive. We cannot guarantee that anymore. So I keep wondering, because this is no longer a matter of party A or party B. The president must rise to the level where, well, I cannot teach him because he was my boss in the military. There are so many ways, I believe, from my military training that you can approach the situation. We have what we used to call aid to civil power. That is, if the police action is not working, is not efficient, then the commander-in-chief can get the army out in an operational order that can secure lives and properties, because the first responsibility of government is the security of lives and properties of its people. Once you don't get going, the National Assembly can shout from here to Timbuktu, but the country is wobbling and something has to be done, and be done very quickly. It is our nation. The heavens are going to fall. Nobody is secure. When you get out of your house, whether you are a rich man or poor or middle class, you keep looking left and right and watching your head for security. What is this? The platform is wobbling, and wobbling so badly. So what can you do? The lawmakers are talking. There are so much anger in the land. People are displeased and unhappy. The presidency's position of accusing critics of nursing a coup, a trash. The statement by the government on coup plot is an absolute trash. What are you talking about? Talking over government, the elected government? Are you saying if we feel something is gone wrong, we cannot talk? Talking is birthright and fundamental human right. Are you saying we are zombies to be quiet and start walking around silent? The president must have a feedback, and that feedback is that all is not well. Femi Adesina can continue to deceive himself there, but all is not well. He must have relations, friends, or his own children too, who are going from location A to location B. It is heart-wrenching. And this talk about trying to take over government to do what? The current Minister of Information was the greatest spokesman, talking from all sides of his mouth and head, blasting the government of the former President Goodluck Jonathan. In fact, I remember one time Bola Tinubu called Jonathan a drunkard Ijaw fisherman. He didn't get offended. So you are not telling people to be quiet because you are planning to do what? You are elected to serve the people, and you must ensure that there is security of lives. It is non-negotiable. Let them move away from their scary and unfathomable statements. On the statement made by Chief Clark that the military should take over Nigerian government, Chief Bode George said military rule is an aberration all over the world at this time. He also stated that if Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu becomes president in 2023, he, Bode George, will cease to be a Nigerian citizen. With that report, we have come to the end of our day-to-day news update for this time. Dear viewers, I want to really appreciate you for being there and always staying tuned whenever news break, and we present it for your informative pleasure. Also, we want to plead with you to kindly like, share, and comment on this news video that you just watched. Also, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel at DJM TV and hit your hand on the notification bell to always get alerted each time news break and we present it to you. Until the next news video, where I'll be coming your way again to present to you the news that would have been trending at that time, I am Stanley Okocha for DJM TV News. Thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.
DJM TV. DJM TV.
People and people don't say no, they don't like it.
Welcome to DJM TV.
DJM TV. DJM TV. DJM TV. DJM TV.
Some of the delegates and ask the question.
DJM TV. DJM